Hello and welcome back to Pub Talk. Happy Father's Day to everybody. We
Yay.
are back once again. Today, we're going to talk some football once again. I mean, if you've been a viewer of this show, you'll know that we talk about it
Listener.
every fucking time. We're also going to talk about some movies that we saw recently here because now it's a good time to go back into the theater to see stuff. There's some really good movies coming out. We're also going to talk about a nice quarterback list. I say nice. That is not fucking nice. Okay. And then we're going to drink some beers for you to end off the show. But
We got three
before-
today.
But before we get to all that, Pub Talk is brought to you by Route 11 Chips. Route 11 Chips, the best chips here in the Shenandoah Valley with great flavors such as Chesapeake Grab, barbecue, and salt and pepper. And no better time like the summertime. So make sure you go check out your local stores and grab your chip bag today. Okay, let's get right into it. So happy Father's Day once again, and
You bet.
happy Juneteenth tomorrow
Yes.
for all the holidays that we're always happy to get. But
Well, you know what? It's
it is a
important.
very important
It's
day.
important to,
I don't want
to understand.
I don't want to just say it's a
as,
holiday.
as a high school teacher, it's important to recognize because there's a lot of kids who just don't know shit, and it's important to talk to them
not just
about.
kids, Coach. Not just it's
I
not
know
just
that.
kids.
But kids most of all.
Yes, absolutely.
So
We celebrate. Well, we don't celebrate this day, but we remember this day as the day that Abraham Lincoln took a stand against the South in creating the Emancipation Proclamation, and we remember this day every single day now, every single year now is Juneteenth.
Yeah.
But once again, it has fallen on Father's Day, so thank you all to the fathers out there who raise good men and raise good daughters, because I have met plenty of great people out there who have been raised right, and I hope that it continues on because I've also met some shitty people out there, but
Well-
I hope that the people that I do continue to meet that are great people, they always remember that their father gave them the right care and raised them to be a better person every single day. Not just, if you're an athlete, you always try to remember that. I know that we talk about it all the time on here, but we talk about the great players, great people out there.
Yeah.
They're raised by their mom and dad,
Yeah.
but their father is what they want to grow up to be, essentially.
Yeah, so well, I just wanted to correct something because it's important that we understand what Juneteenth is.
Yeah.
Juneteenth represents General Order Number 3 that takes place on June 19th, 1865, in which a Union general proclaimed the freedom of all enslaved people, the freedom of them. And I think that's important. It's not just enough to say Abraham Lincoln Emancipation Proclamation, because it was a long time coming. So there's more to it. Gordon Granger, June 19th, 1865, proclaiming the freedom of all enslaved people. So Juneteenth. And I think it's an important holiday. I don't think we should downplay it in light of all the shit that we deal with today from a political perspective. Having a holiday that's that important can't be overlooked. So I just wanted to put that out there. 2 cents. Go ahead. Let's go. Let's get on this, brother.
I'm watching right now. I'm not saying that to be a dick, like I wasn't listening to you, but
Right.
Right now is one of the greatest traditions in sports, I feel, is the College World Series going on.
Yep.
The Women's College World Series I fell in love with last year for softball, and I gained a newfound respect for these sports right now, especially for baseball. I know Coach has he's become a humongous. I know he's been a Dodger fan for a long
Right.
time, but over the past couple years, it's been like sit down, watch a baseball game. It's actually very enjoyable to be watching baseball.
Yeah.
And I found it in college baseball.
Yeah.
I've been working in college athletics. I never worked with the baseball team directly until this past year. And every opportunity that I got when our baseball team was home during the week or on a Friday, I would go down and I would watch the game. And I was like, you know what? I'll watch it on TV right now. And I have seen some baseball teams out there that not only would kick the shit out of us, but like there's some good baseball to be played. And right now the College World Series is being played, and right now you have Texas A&M and Texas right now. So this is probably a huge rivalry going on here in the state of Texas. But
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
'cause this is for
A&M.
elimination.
Right. I get that. I get all that.
What makes this game so great, though?
How cool is Texas versus Texas A&M?
For an elimination.
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And the thing that I was going to say though is that the College World Series is just like any other sport where nothing is set in stone. Because I watched the number one team in the country,
Tennessee,
lose to Notre Dame. The Irish come in as an
in
unranked team.
in what essentially is the home field advantage for the number one ranked team and
Yeah.
take two from them.
And I remember watching each game and I go, holy shit. Like this was considered one of the greatest teams, like offensive hitting teams in college history, that Tennessee
Yep.
team. They lost 10 games all year. They were 59-10. They were unstoppable. And Notre Dame, it doesn't matter what happens now, but Notre Dame came in and they put on a show and they beat them in 2 games to 1, because in the super regionals it's a best of 3. Winner go home. Winner goes to the the World Series. And Notre Dame comes in and does it. And guess what? It happened everywhere else as well. Oklahoma took down Virginia Tech. Fuck Tech. They took down Virginia Tech.
Hey, Buzzy won't like that, but
I mean, I love Buzzy, but don't talk shit about my school when your school doesn't have a national championship ever. I'm not saying Buzzy does. I'm not saying Buzzy does.
They've never been to the World Series. We were talking about they were one game short of the
Yeah,
World Series.
they're the only school in the Commonwealth of Virginia at a Division I level that has not made it to the College World Series. James Madison has made it to the College World Series back in 1983.
Wow.
So,
but not to be outdone, Buzzy's high school team won their back-to-back. They're the 2021 and 22 state champions, Bethel Park, PA, and he's in their Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So
I
that's kind of cool.
How
How cool is that, though? How cool is that your high school team was so good in PA, where you have a ton of schools participating, to win a state championship back-to-back in baseball? That's pretty special with the number of teams that participate in that. I think that's huge, if you ask me. Huge, huge, huge.
Anyway, like the college where I was watching the super regionals, I was keeping an eye on them. Once again, Oklahoma unranked beats Virginia Tech, and not only beats them, but in the 2 games that they won, they throttled them. It was like they won by 10 plus runs essentially. And then you had Oregon State go down to Auburn as well. Like you had all these top ranked teams that lost.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter because guess what? Now the College World Series will have it will not have a back-to-back champion because last year was Mississippi State that stunned Vanderbilt. And then what was it? Arkansas beat North Carolina. And
Arkansas still in the winner's bracket too.
And Arkansas last year.
They have Ole Miss tomorrow.
And Arkansas last year was the number 1 team. And guess what?
Ole Miss is ranked number 5.
Because they beat Southern Miss. Yeah. And Southern Miss was actually a ranked team as well.
I guess what you'd say is the one powerhouse that stands out in playing in the losers bracket is Texas. They're ranked 5th.
But now
Stanford's number 2 in the nation, and they are also playing the elimination game tomorrow afternoon.
And right now, Texas is not looking too hot at the bottom of the 8th. At the top of the 8th.
Is it top of the 8th?
Yeah, top of the 8th.
Down 9-2 to A&M.
9-2 to Texas A&M. And this is an elimination game.
Wow.
Loser go home.
Yeah.
But the College World Series, I've been college baseball in general. I'm like, it's actually a very fun sport to watch because these are kids that they're getting a fantastic opportunity to be able to play on.
And one of the things about college baseball is those guys are always together. It's not,
especially during the spring season.
Oh my God. Together. Yeah. Because they play so many games. They play so many games. It's not to say that football and wrestling, they don't have their camaraderie, so to speak, in their own college fraternity for that
they're
sport.
On the road 3 days during the weekend.
Yeah.
Like
and I think that when you look at some of these baseball players that go through college, holy shit, their time away from school because they're playing this game. And that unless you are, quite frankly, unless you are a major league draw and a potential to be a good drop into somewhere in baseball's farm system, a lot of these guys aren't getting full scholarships. They're partial scholarship guys. So
It's crazy
there's
how-
money coming out of their pocket to play this game.
It's crazy how they're playing year round too. Not just in college.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Summer leagues that they're also
Oh, yeah,
playing.
yeah.
They're playing year round, and
Oh, speaking of that, you remember we joked? Was it us talking about Savannah Bananas?
yeah.
The freaking.
No, I didn't. We didn't talk about.
I thought
that
we
on here.
did. We were talking about an HBO show that they did, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel.
Mhm.
They did the.
I know
thing,
about the Savannah Bananas.
Well, the JMU pitcher Hunter Ensminger played with the Savannah Bananas.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was with them last week. How cool is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do any dancing?
I don't. I'm sure he had to. You have to. You have to do that. You have to want to be a part of that. But I got to see him. He had a picture and he had his Savannah
Wearing
Bananas.
that bright gold and yellow there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How cool is that? Those are the kind of special things. I think baseball. I think baseball players in general are unique characters. You know that in order to be a successful baseball player, I think of a baseball player not just so much in the field as it is at the plate. Those guys that can really rake at the plate and have really good batting averages, are consistently good at the plate. I think of those guys like freaking top tier golfers, man.
To hit a baseball
Yeah.
like that, man.
Yeah.
Is,
And to face the variety of pitchers
yeah.
that are trying to do everything they can to get you out, and you're still freaking hammering the ball over the wall, or you're freaking doubling into the corner. That stuff's amazing to me. I played baseball, but I was never a good baseball player.
I also work for an Adidas school, and so seeing the different types of uniforms, because now I've gotten into a lot of purchasing type of stuff, and seeing the different type of uniforms that are purchased, and then I look at Nike and Under Armour to see what kind of uniform types they use. I'm just fascinated because I also get mad whenever I see dirt on the pants, and I go, that equipment guy's like, motherfucker, why did you have to slide in there?
I always think about the major league teams. Justin Turner, obviously I'm a Dodgers fan, but Justin Turner has that pine tar right over the TUR on the back of his jersey.
The equipment guy has
every
like
day.
12 of his jerseys at the ready because they are all going to have fucking pine tar on them, so I have to get them ready.
No, he needs his Castrol super cleaner.
Yeah,
try to get that.
It's
shit.
different for college where they're only going to have like one or two pairs of pants, where in the MLB they'll probably have like 3 or 4 ready for them.
You watch a college baseball team and their uniforms never look sterling clean, especially when they wear the whites.
Because they can't.
Right.
It's impossible
right.
to keep them perfect.
And not only that, but I told you there's a certain kind of character, and some of those guys don't want clean pants because they had a good game two days in a row wearing the dirt.
It's a very superstitious sport.
I think so. I think you're right.
It is 100% a superstition. They do the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Touch the cap, lick their fingers, touch their ass.
Right.
Do the little dip. Yeah, exactly.
Doing the gloves. Always
Swing the
adjusting
bat
gloves.
The same way. Yeah.
Yep. The whole 9 yards.
But anyway, especially now in June, this sport is still going.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how it'll
Buzzy and I, before COVID, were planning to go to a World Series. I think the expectation was we would be in Omaha this year.
I would love
but
to
it didn't work.
Those,
We didn't go. But we are planning on doing that. We want to make a trip out there
those.
for the College World Series. And not for nothing, if you get a local team like a UVA or a Tech that would go there, and you get a chance to see them, get tickets,
NC Tech lose,
get tickets to see 1 or 2 games, and then spend some time out there in the whole atmosphere. It's got to be cool.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I fell in love with it thanks to the Women's College World Series last year, where James Madison was in. They took down the Goliath that was Oklahoma.
Yeah,
just
one game,
just won another World Series for their program again.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Allo.
Yeah.
Probably the greatest hitter to ever play the game of softball.
Greatest home run hitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a little article about her and the head coach of Oklahoma, and how she has reinvigorated herself and her team about how they approach winning. And I think we talked about this. There's this great, this new young guy who's bringing out these ideas about what it means to be an athlete in college, and how do you get those players to, one, focus on their behaviors, understand how their character has an impact, play within the process or the standard that your coaches put up. And when you put those 3 things together, you get the results that you want. And so you you don't have to you can coach less during the game because you know your players are ingrained with these three things of behavior, character, and functioning with the process or the standard that you put up.
You have to be able to find the right athletes for
Yeah,
that, though.
100%.
All
But
those go ahead.
But one of the things I was saying is that the head coach from Oklahoma, which was very profound, what is it, Renee Grasso? She basically said this: I know I have good players. We track the best players in the nation to come and play for us. But we're talking about trying to build things that take no athletic talent. We're trying to build on those things that don't require any athletic talent. And when we infuse those kinds of things into the teamwork concept, they get more results. And I'm into that. Huge.
Yeah, I feel like athletes lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Because like I think about that all the time when I work. I'm like, I love what I do.
Right.
But at some point, I want to win, man.
Right.
I want to fucking win more than anything.
Right.
And the only way that I can do that is by expecting giving the best and all I can to the athletes.
Right. And encouraging them and providing them with enough support and background. And hey, just let you know, you look good on the field because I want you to look good on the field. And it's the same thing with the groundskeepers. Schultz was a huge groundskeeper at Mason, and they want their players to have the best surface or the best arena to play in. So you do that nth degree. And I think the college athlete in general is tied to that. I think they want to perform. And then when you give them the tools to do all of that, that's huge. But I think you're right, CJ. I think that oftentimes people look at these college athletes and they go, "Oh, he's a full scholarship. What is he really working?" Those guys bust their ass. It's hard work to be that good. It's hard work from the coaches. Yeah. It's hard work to be in the classroom. It's to be eligible to do all that to
imagine being a parent. Now I know no. Now don't take it that way by saying a parent is like being a college athlete. But I am saying the time and effort that you must put into that child.
Look who you are.
Is like being, I'm a shitbird.
I know, but you think about all the times that mom and I harped on you, and we were hard. But at the end of the day, your mother and I, it's like Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket. We were hard, but we were fair, and we tried to provide you with what was necessary to make you successful.
A jelly donut, Private Pile. Anyway, speaking of like watching stuff, so we just got back from the
You're
movies,
a disgusting fat body, Private Pile. You're so goddamn ugly. You could be a modern art masterpiece.
Private Pile, I like you. You can come over and fuck my sister. Anyway, speaking of watching stuff, we just got back from the movies.
Yes.
Father's Day gift.
Yeah.
Went to go see Jurassic World Dominion.
That. Yeah.
And then also, Coach went to go see Top Gun.
No spoilers here. No spoilers here on Pub Talk. We're just talking about the mechanism of the movie. Just what did you feel about it? What did you take away?
I'm just letting you know. There's fucking dinosaurs in Jurassic World. I'm just letting you know.
There's a whole bunch of dinosaurs, in case you didn't know.
And in Top Gun 2, if you haven't seen the first one,
dude.
But if you did see the first one, I think you're going to be surprised. There's flying. I don't know what to tell you.
There's a whole bunch of airplanes, and personalities and attitudes. First takeaway from Jurassic World Dominion. First takeaway, 100. Let's do this. Let's take a look at this movie, and we're going to talk about this movie out of 5 stars. Where do you put this movie out of 5?
No spoilers here.
No spoilers. Okay. Where do you put it in terms of the trilogy that is a very, very
this is
phenomenal.
Our opinion. So take that with a grain of salt. Yeah. Form your own fucking opinion. Don't get up in arms about everything. But as far as the trilogy goes, I think it was the worst of the 3.
Okay.
I think out of the 3 most recent movies in this generation,
it did not rank as high as the other 3. I don't say that it was bad or that it was the worst. If you were to rank them 1, 2, 3, Dominion comes in 3rd.
I think that in this trilogy that you saw, from the past three in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and now Jurassic World Dominion, it, in my opinion, and I'll say that every single time so you don't get your ass in a blanket, that I thought it was not as good as the other two. I thought that it was the worst of the three. Now, am I saying that that makes it bad? No. But at the same time, it's a fucking movie about dinosaurs, people. You have to understand that, like, guess what? These things don't exist anymore. So if I'm gonna, look at this movie from a logical thing, I'm gonna be like, it's fucking dinosaurs. Okay, I gotta.
Yeah.
I'm going. It's like going to see the movie The Fast and the Furious. It's like, hey, look, cars. They go fucking fast. There's gunfire everywhere. Oh my god, that movie. It didn't hit me right in the feels. I'm like, yeah, because it's not supposed to be like that. It's like the Expendables. You're going to expect action.
Right.
You're going to expect legendary actors because guess what? In the third one, I'm sure you've seen the fucking trailers. Yes, they are a part of the movie. The original cast in the first one, with the exception of, what was his name? That was in the first one. The doctor that was the guy with the cane. I forget what they call.
Oh, John Hammond.
Yeah, John Hammond.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. But I'm saying, like, the original cast is a part of the movie. Dr. Grant, Jeff Goldblum, and what's her face? Ellie. They bring her back.
Laura Dern. Yep.
Laura Dern. They bring her back.
They didn't look too bad either. I thought they looked, hey, that movie, the original Jurassic Park was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
But as it pertains, I'm like, look, it had dinosaurs. And I will say this, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but at the end of the day, when they always include the T-Rex into something, there's always that look that everyone gives to each other saying, there's a T-Rex here. And guess what? Because it's meant to say the T-Rex is the synonymous character with every movie. No matter what, I will say this. Every single movie involves the T-Rex. It's on the fucking cover. It's in the fucking graphic that they make. But anyway, I thought it was an okay movie. Out of 5 stars, I would give it like a 3. I would give it like a 3.
I'm rating it right in there at the same way. So you had there were 2 trilogies, obviously. There was Jurassic Park 2, and then there was the third one, and they all had their merits. They all had their.
The first one was amazing. Yeah. The very first one, it was
groundbreaking.
Shit.
It was
Steven Spielberg who created it and everything.
Yeah, the idea that you could animatronically create a T-Rex, and you're like, holy shit, that thing is awesome. And then the roar, that was badass. Yeah.
The first one was incredible. And then, of course, I mean, I think people forget that, like, Lost World was okay.
Yeah.
But then the third one, you're like, what is this love story here that we're trying to connect here with everybody? And then also, oh, yeah, a kid flew into the island. Oh, guess we got to go fucking save this kid.
Yeah.
What? There's dinosaurs here? No. And then, I mean, but anyway.
And all of the computer fail-safes, they just don't work. They're not working.
We're in a cage. Are there birds in the cage? Yeah. Why are there birds in the cage? What? Yeah, there's fucking birds in the cage, and they're.
I would give it 3 stars. One of the things we were talking about this on the car ride home, we were talking with your mother, and it was like there were kind of like moments where it was kind of dark, and you were not dark in the sense that it was made you think dark, but it was dark as a movie. And I was just like, they're hiding something with this, and that takes away from it. But at the same time, I think, and we said this on the car ride home, I think the story was great. The whole idea of how, because it goes full circle back to the first one, where John Hammond is, you have this amber, and inside the amber is the mosquito, and they pull the DNA, and then they use the DNA from another organism, and bang, you got a dinosaur. Yeah, so they bring it full circle, and it was pretty cool. I didn't mind the story.
They pay homage to the movie that started it all. Yeah. I think that you have to, because if you bring back the original guy and Sam Neill, I mean, I think that you have to show that it was. It may be the last, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you do need to move on because, I mean, it was 30 plus years ago.
I really like freaking Chris Pratt. He's a strong character. He's fun. He's exciting to watch. I mean,
at least you didn't throw it in the trash like Jaws: The Revenge. At least you didn't throw it in the trash
And they
like
didn't
Jaws
do a
3.
3D. And there was at least, well, they tried to. The dinosaurs did what the dinosaurs are supposed to do, not like a roaring shark, a shark that
shark
roars
that-
like a lion.
And then whenever you hit it with the boat, it explodes. Like I'm just gonna go on a tangent. Jaws: The Revenge, when the shark dies and it goes into the ocean, they literally copied and pasted from the first movie
Yeah.
the scene where the shark is going down into the
You
bottom.
said homage, and that's what they did.
They literally did.
They were like, "Hey, we need 18 seconds of film. Hey, let's go back to the original.
Let's steal it from the good movie because we already fucked it up in the last one.
And who did that one? Oh, that's right, Steven Spielberg.
No, the third Jaws 3.
No, he did the first one.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like, but I'm saying,
just like he
At
did the
least he
first
didn't-
Jurassic.
but they didn't fuck it up like that in
Right.
Jurassic
no,
Park.
No, I think they did it. You know, it's you know what? I'm gonna watch it again. It's gonna come on TV here in another couple of
I'm gonna
months
have
or
to watch
whatever.
all three of them again. 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought Jurassic World, the first
The
one,
very
of the
first one,
second
yeah.
trilogy, it was cool because you saw the park and
Yeah.
it was this day and age's park.
Yeah.
And then because like the first one is very secluded, it's an island no one has ever seen.
Right.
And then you have like the islands of it's like Universal Studios. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is actually pretty fucking
Uh-oh.
cool. Oh, Texas A&M just running up the score now. it
Yeah.
looks like.
Oh. 10-2. Look at them.
But anyway, I thought Jurassic World Dominion was a good enough movie,
I-
but at the same time,
When I think of the characters, Sam Neill, top shelf, Laura Dern, top shelf, and Jeff Goldblum, just perfect. He's the same guy. Freaking
that
Ian Malcolm.
dinosaur on your shoulder.
Oh my God. Is that a dinosaur strapped to your back? That's some cool stuff. And of course, what's her name? Bryce Howard. She's very nice to look at. She's very nice. That's Ron Howard's daughter. He's the director of Apollo 13.
Okay.
Little Opie Taylor from Andy Griffith's show, Growing Up. But I'll tell you what.
Chris Pratt is
Yeah.
better in Guardians of the Galaxy.
And you know what?
though,
I
I'm
didn't
just
mind
saying.
this DeWanda Wise. DeWanda Wise played the pilot, Kayla Watts. Pretty good character. Freaking stunning black chick, man. She was smoking. But yeah, some really good characters. I'll tell you what, the one character, the Isabella Sermon, the little girl, her voice and her mannerisms and her look on her face, like, you know, she doesn't see a dinosaur there because it's CGI, but they're saying, hey, look surprised. And that little kid looks surprised. She was really good character. I like her. Did a really good job with the movie. So I enjoyed it
I
very
know
much.
that there's some other movies coming out. I saw
Yeah.
that Buzz Lightyear is coming out. The
Yeah.
actual,
Yeah.
the buzz before the buzz.
It's called
essentially.
Lightyear. Yeah.
And
Thoughts?
Tim Allen,
No.
I want to see it.
No.
You can't do Buzz Lightyear without
The
Tim Allen, man.
guy that does the voice sounds like Tim Allen.
I know, but for 3 movies, man, he was.
He sounds
It's-
just like him. You know who it is?
who
It's Chris Evans.
is it really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I might see it, but
Yeah.
I just, Buzz Lightyear is so iconic with Toy Story, and Tim Allen was Buzz. Look, Buzz, an alien! Ah! Sorry. And then also the Elvis Presley movie that's coming out as well. I mean,
your
Fat
mother
Tom
and I,
Hanks, I mean, who knows?
your mother and I, that has to be a suit. That has to be
It has
makeup.
to be, yeah.
There's no way Tom Hanks looks like that.
No,
There's no way.
Tom Hanks looks incredible still. But yeah, some good movies out there. And as I was telling the family,
I thought Chris Evans' voice lended to Buzz Lightyear. I thought his voice was very, very close to Tim Allen's voice. You're talking about Captain America now. So
I was
that whole Avenger series, he was really, really good in that too. So, I mean,
oh,
but And
It's Captain
he's surprising.
America.
You know, the thing is, he's surprisingly older than I thought. He's in his 40s. Chris Evans is in his 40s. I think he's 40,
What am I
40,
doing with
41.
my life? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
But
I
great
look like
voice,
absolute
man. What a
shit.
character.
I was gonna say that this is actually the first movie that I've been to see in the theaters in over 2 years now, since before COVID even started. I honestly think that the last movie I think I ever saw in the theaters was Avengers Endgame. I
Wow.
think that was the last known movie out of the back of my head that I can remember that I saw was Avengers Endgame.
So the other movie we want to talk about was that's right, Top Gun.
Yeah,
Maverick, Top Gun.
you have
too.
seen it. I have not.
In terms of the storyline, kind of like very much like the first. It's a little like, how the hell did we
I
get
think
into
there's
this?
flying in
Right?
it, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of flying.
Okay.
And when you talk about the flying, the camera placement on Tom Hanks in these planes and on the pilots is top shelf, man. It is so good. The one character I didn't want to like him, is the one played by Glenn Powell, and he plays Hangman. And Hangman is just like Iceman. You know, he's that guy he's really cocky. He's
real-
really, really good at what he does. You
The
know,
real question, though, is that do they have someone that kind of symbolizes Goose?
yes, it's his son.
It's his son.
Rooster is his call sign.
Rooster?
Yeah, and there's a cool background about how they bring him about, and how Maverick has this struggle with Rooster, and Rooster never knows. He doesn't know why, and he just has this distaste for Maverick, and then it comes out later on, and then the love interest is a woman of great freaking actress. I think she's freaking stunningly beautiful. Her name is Jennifer Connelly. She plays the owner of a bar, and that's Maverick's interest. And I think she's just a great character for him. Of course, there's Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's in it, and he does not look good, but I think they played it up. But he's battling. You know, he battled throat cancer, and just Miles Teller does a great job as Rooster, carries it off pretty well. They have a couple of flashback scenes that are kind of cool, and I think if I wanted to rate them together, obviously when Top Gun came out, people were like, "Oh, this is awesome!" You know, it's a really good flick. But I think this one is really, really good. Tom Hanks is exceptional in this one. Not that he doesn't make a bad movie, and we talked about this, you know, obviously we talked about this. It's not like he makes a bad movie at all. This one was just so well done. And it had been, and I guess the biggest thing is that it was also so long in the making. You know what I mean? It had been talked about and talked about, and it's almost like this. If you're going to put out a movie that was as popular and is still well liked, I mean, the first Top Gun, people like it, you know, it's a really good flick.
Yep.
And so this one had to carry the same weight. It just did. And I think they pulled it off. Great. I will say this, the storyline and the mission that they fly is, let's just say far-fetched is okay, but how they put it together is really good. You know, it's really good. So I enjoyed it, and I will probably see it again. I'll probably watch it multiple times once it comes out on HBO, Showtime, or whatever, Cinemax or whatever brings it out. I will definitely watch it again. I will watch both movies again. Dominion, Jurassic Park Dominion. I will definitely watch that one again, because, like I said, there was so many overriding themes, and you had mentioned it earlier that you're not quite sure you pick up on all of them, and so you got to watch them probably from beginning to end. You know, Jurassic World, then Fallen Kingdom, and then Dominion. You have to see that. So, and then once you put them all together, then we'll weigh them out again. So
all right, well, let's
we'll come
move
back
on
to
the
another
sports
show.
section.
Yeah.
Well, Texas A&M is taking down Texas.
Bang.
Down they go.
Texas is done.
Horns fucking down.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
What are they doing?
They're going horns down.
I
Come
mean,
on.
I know
You
every
can't-
team does that.
I
and
get
it's
it. I
Texas.
know
Coach,
because
no,
Texas
I'm
is
never
like
going to agree with you on
because
that. Okay?
Texas is like, hey, I've always said this as a coach, that you know who I am when it comes to being on the sideline and
that.
being in the coach. You never, ever, ever, ever find a way to put your opponent down. You fucking respect your opponent, but you fear none of them. And
I
when
get
you
that, but it is like just they do the horns and everything,
I
and it's
know,
like
I know.
horns down. Who? I know.
I'm not a fan
I'm
of that.
just- All right,
That's
so
okay.
our favorite analyst of all time.
He's up
he
there.
is
His
he's
dad is on
the
a
best-
scale of 1 to 10, a 0.5 as
what
an
I
analyst.
did in the toilet. So anyway, Chris Sims has come out with his ranking list for this year of quarterbacks. So we're going to go ahead and do it. So right now he's got his top 10 on here, and then we'll go down the list a little bit further. Let's go with the top five.
Let's take a look at who he puts at the bottom.
Like, number 40?
Well, yeah. So Chris Sims,
40 quarterbacks. Wow.
being the douche noggle that he is, rated quarterbacks 1 to 40. And the number 40 pick is a veteran quarterback in the NFL.
It's Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Drew Lock. The guy they got rid of, Denver got rid of, sent him to Seattle so that old Russ could end up in Denver. Chris Sims, in his inimitable fashion, puts Drew Lock, a guy who's won games in the NFL, ranks him as the bottom quarterback, the 40th quarterback in the league.
Look, I don't
above.
Agree with him often,
he ranked him below a quarterback who has never played a fucking down in the league.
Yeah, I know. And there were so many.
And we'll get to him last.
And that's happened.
We'll get to that later. I just wanted to talk about 40.
And that's happened plenty of times where, like, a veteran quarterback has been, like, rated above. I mean, someone rated below someone who hasn't played it down. It happened last year with this list. He had quarterbacks that were,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So here's my thing, though. His quote, and I'm going to read this quote. Quarterback Drew Lock, 40th quarterback in the NFL. He has the talent to be in the top 15,
he does.
But I'm going to put him at number 40.
He does, though. But he does not do things to make him a top 15.
Okay, so he has the skills to be there, but he lacks the consistency that would
not even consistency, just his mindset and the way that he thinks about the game.
Okay, but there are times when Drew Lock shows flashes where he should be a top tier quarterback, and
with
it just
the
doesn't.
Weapons that he had in Denver, absolutely.
Okay, so with that being said, CJ, how do you rank him number 40 below players who've never played a down?
Oh no,
in the NFL?
I
that is a testament to
agree
Chris Sims'
that,
douche noggle list.
But I say I don't think that he's a good quarterback though. I wouldn't say that he's in the top 15 though. But anyway, let's go with this top 5 right now and see if we can agree. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Justin Herbert, Mahomes, and Josh Allen.
Okay. The only reason I'm thinking Chris Sims put Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen before Aaron Rodgers is because they went deeper into the playoffs. Joe Burrow plays in the Super Bowl.
Josh Allen should have been in the championship game. For all
Should
intents and purposes,
have been there.
Really should have
and
been
he
there.
is a difference maker on the field, but they rank him number 1. Josh Allen. He's a difference maker. He is. But is he 100%? Do you put
complete
him
package? Yes. I put him. I agree with that.
At number 1?
I agree that I do think that if the Bengals play the Bills lose. And the Bills go to the Super Bowl. I do think that. I do think that.
Part of me wants to scream at you, and another part of me wants to freaking pat you on the back and say that just Josh Allen is that he is he's not a generational talent, but he is a very, very good. He is who your squad is.
It's just
he's
bullshit.
tough. He's hard nosed. He makes plays. You see him. He sells out. He does everything he can to help his team.
Yeah, it's bullshit of what happened to him in the divisional round. It is. You got screwed by the overtime rules when he brought your team back twice.
Yeah,
he brought him back
Yeah.
Twice. He let his team down there twice. Anyway, Mahomes, he's still up there. I don't
He
care.
has to be.
He is 100% up there.
Think about arm angles and getting rid of the ball and throwing it. It remains to be seen. They got what's his name, Juju Smith-Schuster from Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
and they let the cheetah go.
yeah.
Does Juju replace the cheetah? Does he do that?
Sorry, what?
Does Juju Smith-Schuster replace the cheetah?
No, hell no. You don't. You
So
cannot,
do you take Kansas City and take them down a peg, just
yes,
a hair
I do.
bit?
I do.
Just a
I
hair?
don't peg Mahomes down a bit, but I do peg Kansas City down a bit because this was bound to happen. This was their last chance, I thought, to actually get deep into the playoffs, though, because you're not going to be able to keep all those guys. Because look, Matthew's gone, the Honey Badger, he's gone.
Yep.
You paid Travis Kelce big money, and then you
Yep.
also paid
And
Mahomes.
we talked about that on the show. I remember us talking about, do you keep Kelce? How do you keep the talent around you to keep it? Who is going to leave because you can't pay everyone?
You just can't.
You can't. Not
And
in the
I thought
NFL.
that
And
was
I
the
and I
last
th-
chance for them.
I think you're right. I think that builds parity in the NFL.
And then
Herbert, I like him. I think
Herbert, Burrow, young talents. Yeah, Burrow went to a Super
young
Bowl in
guns.
his second year.
And then look at the next four.
You got Stafford, Wilson, Brady, Prescott, and Jackson. I am just I don't believe that Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. I don't think that he is a top 10 quarterback because when it comes to the biggest moments, Dak Prescott has never done anything. He has never done anything. And you could say that about Aaron Rodgers, but at least he has won one big one. But Dak Prescott.
So
hasn't.
let's look. Let me talk about these. Let me throw these out here. I'm just going to put these in here and drive them into the top 10. So let's take a look at 12 through 15.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill is 15. Matt Ryan is 14. Deshaun Watson is 13. I don't even think you can even begin to put him on the list, having not played in 2 years plus. Kyler Murray and Derek
is better
Carr.
than Dak Prescott right now.
I think as a team leader, Kyler Murray has to be he has to be in front of Dak Prescott.
He's led his team from being one of the laughing stocks of the fucking league to being back-to-back playoff appearances.
Yeah.
He just has.
I think
Arizona used to be fucking terrible. They were just absolutely terrible.
The thing about Kyler Murray for me is he runs like a receiver and he can make every throw. He can make all the throws of this league. But everybody says he has this giant question mark about being able to throw from the pocket. Well, you think about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's at number 10. When is Lamar Jackson efficient in the pocket?
When he's not playing Pittsburgh.
There are only two guys in this top 10 list that are even remotely considered. I would say three guys in this top 10 that are even remotely listed as pocket passers. One of them is the all-time best quarterback in the pocket, and that's Tom Brady. The second one is Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has great wheels. And you know how much I cannot stand him and think that the Packers are going to – I'm thinking the Packers just might struggle this year because get rid of – and the other one's Matt Stafford. But even so, Matt Stafford has as good, maybe not quite as good a wheels as Aaron Rodgers, but shit. I don't think you can freaking pin Kyler Murray's ranking on the fact that he doesn't play in the pocket.
Well, let's keep going with the list though, because then you got Watson, then you got Matt Ryan. And
how do you even put fucking Deshaun Watson in there? How do you even put him in the top 25 if he hasn't played in 2 years?
I couldn't fucking tell you because I mean,
how does Jimmy Garoppolo drop? How is Jimmy Garoppolo at 20?
How is Zach Wilson and Daniel Jones at 22 and 21?
Right.
Hurts?
And they're right below freaking Jimmy Garoppolo.
How are they higher than Jalen Hurts?
Yeah. I'm not even ready to put Mac Jones at 18. Baker Mayfield, forget it. I don't even see him playing efficiently. There's talk that he's going to Carolina, and then there's this people in Carolina saying, hey, I don't know if he's a good fit for us. We're trying to make Sam Darnold work. We're trying to make our system work for me. And how much I love Matt Rule. The Rule's going to be done if they don't find a way.
Oh yeah,
He's going to be done.
And then you go down the list even more. You got Winston and Trubisky after that.
Yeah.
And then Marcus Mariota, Tua, Jared Goff is even. And then you got Trey Lance. Trey Lance hasn't even played it down a football.
None
He hasn't
downs.
Even played it down a football.
You took Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold's won a few games in the league. And while he hasn't had consistency and he hasn't evolved into the talent that he's supposed to, you have him in the bottom third of your list. I don't get what he's saying. When he says these are Chris Sims' words. He moves well. He has a quick release, good intermediate and short passer, and wasn't helped by a repetitive offense that was easy to figure out. But you can't trust him. He doesn't see the field well and flat out misses way too many big throws downfield. So that's what he says about him. Well, Chris Sims, you couldn't do that shit either. And you would have ranked yourself higher than 32 for Sam Darnold.
I think Tua is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league too. And he is rated higher than Jared Goff is, man.
Yeah.
Jared,
yeah.
He's rated. I mean, goddamn, Marcus Mariota's 28th. He hasn't played quarterback in 3 years.
Literally just a spot player come in and play a down or two in a game, and that's
it's a running play. It's not even a throwing play.
It's a run pass option, but it's more, hey, you better fucking run. When they cover this up, you better run.
I think it's disrespectful, though, that they put Derek Carr lower than Dak Prescott, though. I go, Derek Carr literally has never had the receivers that
he's got a couple now.
I'm saying, though, he has never had the receivers that Dak Prescott has had his entire career. And guess what? He has led his team to the playoffs, and he has thrown up big fucking numbers for that team as well.
I want to see the Raiders do their thing.
I want to do it for John Gruden because I know John Gruden. I know exactly
he's suing
what he was
the league.
Trying to do.
He's suing the league.
Yeah, because I know what he was trying to do. He's trying to tell the NFL, what's your deal with wanting to keep Dan Snyder? Because Dan Snyder has never done anything good. He hasn't. All the reports that come out of Washington are nothing but terrible. They are just terrible. But anyway, like this list, I go, okay, you have all this, but like, how in the fuck is Zach Wilson and Daniel Jones a top 25 quarterback in this league?
Yeah.
How the fuck? Daniel Jones is a terrible quarterback. He is a terrible, and you rate him higher than a quarterback that led his team to the playoffs in Jalen Hurts. You rank him higher than, let's see here. Let's see another one. You rank him higher than Jared Goff, who's gone to a Super Bowl, who's gone to, the playoffs before. You rank him higher than all those guys? Holy fuck, man. But anyway, you have Kenny Pickett at number 39. Kenny Pickett hasn't played a down of football. He hasn't smelt the grass. He hasn't smelt his center's ass. He hasn't done anything. And he's higher than Drew Lock?
Yeah.
Where's Chase Daniels on this list, man?
Like, where are the really good backups? Where are those really, really outstanding backups that can fit in there?
What the hell is this list? I mean, honestly, yeah, as Coach said, Deshaun Watson, he hasn't played in 2 years. Why the fuck is he on this list? Because guess what? As of right now, he's not going to play next year as of right now. So what the hell is the point? And then once again, the top 10, you're putting Tom Brady at number 8? I mean, like, Tom Brady at number 8? What? He gave his team everything. He gave that franchise everything. And now he's back again? And you think Russell Wilson is better than him? Russell Wilson?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Russell Wilson's a good quarterback. What remains to be seen what he can get done.
Wilson hasn't done anything, though, in 2 years.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's won a Super Bowl in that time.
Maybe longer.
And he was, oh, my God. I don't get this list and some of these things that you say. Lamar Jackson? What? He can fucking run, man. But when he has to be a predominant passer, guess what? When you have to throw the ball 40 times a game, and it gets to that point sometimes when your run defense is unstoppable, guess what? Lamar Jackson can't do anything.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
just cannot.
I don't want to cast aspersions against Lamar Jackson. He is a phenomenal talent, and he has become a better passer. But I think defenses are primed to stop him. And when push comes to shove, they've been able to slow him down, been able to stop him. And he's kind of a little dinged up in there, and you never. I don't know. I still think I still think he's a top 10 guy, but Tom Brady at number 8. You put him behind uh, Russell Wilson. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't even see him behind freaking Joe Burrow. Are you telling me Justin Herbert at number 3 is better than Tom Brady, even at freaking 57 years old that Brady is now?
No. Tom Brady led the league in all statistical passing records last year.
More yards, more touchdowns. You know what I mean?
He did it all. And you're telling
Yeah.
me he's the 8th best quarterback in the league? What the fuck is that? What is that? Anyway, you want to grab the beers, though?
That's a Simsism.
A Simsism?
Yeah.
I
We
feel
need
like-
to make something for him.
You want to get the beers, though?
Yeah, I'll get them. We got 3.
Okay. So, in good pub talk fashion, once again, we have 3 beers here for you guys to listen to. Here's a taste. If you are new to the show, every single show, we always try to bring on new beers around the country that are, microbreweries, not just tasting your domestic beers here on this show. So, Coach is bringing them on over here, and it looks like we have one in a little bottle,
Yeah.
little glass bottle.
Need the
You need the opener. Oh, I got it.
Got a handle.
Oh,
I hit the
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was that?
No, I hit the arm on the freaking microphone stand.
Okay.
All right, so our first one looks like a little Schaefer bottle. Love these bottles.
It looks like a little thing of Dr. What is it? I had a professor who used to drink. It was like it looked like cough medicine that he would drink, but it looks like an old cough medicine bottle.
Yeah, for those beer drinkers out there, anybody that's ever had Schaefer's came in these little brown little keg bottles. And so this is Hardywood Brewing. This is called Fighting Hokies Lager. It's 5.0% alcohol by volume. Yeah, it I like it. It has it's called the Fighting Hokies. It has all the Virginia Tech colors. An official beer of the Hokies. Clean, crisp lager is brewed in collaboration with Virginia Tech by Hardywood Park Craft Brewing, an award-winning, renewably powered brewery. And this comes out of Richmond. But Fighting Hokies Lager. Let's take a sip of this. So I'm gonna be sure and talk to Buzzy about getting this Fighting Hokies Lager, and it's pouring out, and it has a little bit of a cloudy look to it, just a little bit. Maybe that's my glass. Can you reach that? Oh, you got it. Just slightly cloudy. Looks like a lighter beer, but it is lager, so has a wonderful taste to it, or a wonderful smell, not taste. So when we talk about our beers, first thing is smell, and your first taste tells you that
There's really not much to this.
there's no sharpness, there's no bite to it, there's no bitters, nothing. It has a lager kind of taste to it.
Yeah.
After finish, step number 2, does it have that finishing taste to it? There's
so
nothing
much.
there. No, there's no like
Really
real
not
strong.
much to this.
It's not.
I'm kind of really liking it though, because
There's like this mid taste to it, like this finishing thing. It doesn't finish bad. There's no like true aftertaste. It's kind of crisp. It's good cold because we've had it in the fridge. I've had it in the fridge for a week now at 38 degrees.
I think I'm gonna actually say something that I like about Tech. I kind of like this beer about them.
Yeah, it's
I actually kind of like it. Yeah.
okay. So our final thing, number 4, says we're at a summer party, and it is summer, and there's a cooler full of these beers. You're gonna hammer another
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I
think
might
so.
hammer a couple of
I
them.
think so because the big thing that gives me, it does have a different taste to it in terms of a lager.
I don't know.
It just has just a slightly different taste, but I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm just telling you that it's I don't know how to say this. It's not a light beer. It's not like a
Okay.
Miller Lite. It's not like a Bud Light. It's not. It's
Yeah, that's
absolutely not a Michelob Ultra taste or anything like that. But it's not a full bodied beer as well. And I think what that does is it gives it a crispness that makes you want to have more. But I'll tell you what, this is definitely a good beer cold. Definitely good.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
You know what
do
that does? It makes you want to drink them faster.
What do we got next, though? I'll finish this off.
Oh, look at you. Look
Yeah,
at you.
It doesn't. It's good. I think it's really good.
All right.
What do
Make sure
got
we get
next?
that up on our Twitter. We get that picture up there. All right. So one of our class favorites, Narragansett. We found this beer, Narragansett beer.
Is this a new one though?
Yes, this is a slightly different one. This is one of their. This Narragansett is from Providence, Rhode Island, and so Narragansett, the regular Narragansett beer that you can find in Martin's every once in a while, you'll find it in a Martin's or a Giant. And they also have and we tasted this one too, and we really liked the lemon shandy. Remember the lemon shandy, Narragansett's lemon shandy, which had a great crisp taste. And I'm not a bitters guy. I'm not a bittery kind of beer or a fruity kind of beer, and I really liked it. So if you wanted to, I'm taking a step back. When you tasted Narragansett's lemon shandy, it fell in line with Leinenkugel's summer shandy, which had a very lemony taste to it. But we rated Narragansett's above Leinenkugel's, but there is no doubt that Leinenkugel's was a good beer, and it's a perfect summer beer. But this one is Narragansett's black cherry shandy. All right. So this is 4.7% alcohol by volume. So, a regular beer, 4.
I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to
4,
look, though.
4.5, 5.0, just like look at that. I'm pouring that thing out. I'm going to get me a big glass because I'm expecting Narragansett to freaking rock a homer here. Look at that. It's a very clear, very crisp. Look how clear that is. Much different than the Hardy Woods Brewing Fighting Hokies. Let's take a smell of that.
Oh,
that has a very unique smell, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's very
not
cherry.
It's very black cherry.
Wow. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know how to tell you
Holy
that.
shit.
Narragansett just fucking hit a homer, knock a homer. It has okay.
You taste
First
the cherry, man.
thing right away, black cherry flavor. Not dark.
But it is
nowhere
not
near
dark.
dark. It is a very crisp, very
It's
clear
not
beer.
overpowering either. There's
No,
bitters.
none bitters. It's very sharp, very crisp. These are 4.7% alcohol by volume. I'm telling you what.
I will die out there drinking.
I
this,
think
and
you
I
might.
don't
I
care.
think you might black out.
I don't care.
I'll wake up
Holy
with a headache
shit.
with some of this shit. They hit a home run with this one. Wow.
Can we get these in like 6-packs?
Yeah, you can.
You can.
You can.
Oh,
I had to pick
man.
singles. So the next time I go back, and guess where we got it? At hometown, Gainesville, Total Wine. Look at you hammering that beer down, CJ.
That is. What the hell?
Next to lemon shandy, there's the number
It's
three.
better than the lemon shandy.
No, yes, it is. Number 3 on our taste test is aftertaste. There's none. You get a full body
You may
flavor.
taste some cherry, but that's okay.
Yeah, but that's the whole essence of this. It's and it's just like they said, it's called Made on Honor. Wow, what a really, really good beer.
That's unreal. I mean, like that is a fantastic beer.
Wow.
That is delicious. That is like having a mixed drink and a beer together, essentially. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I think if you had a cooler of these, you'd run out of these before you before there was anything else.
I'm dying that day.
So yeah, I think you want to split what's left of this is.
Can you get it?
We got
no. You can have it. It's fine.
Oh, man.
I'm okay.
Well, I don't have another glass. You take a little bit there. Take the other shot full. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I was a little
This last beer
tentative at
better
first.
knock it out of the park, because man,
Well, I don't know anything about this last one. None. I was playing on the merits of Narragansett being a great beer. The regular Narragansett lager is just a phenomenal beer. I found it in our local Martin's. You can get a 30-pack of that. I think I might grab a 30-pack. I have some friends coming from out of town. We're going to have a coaching clinic this coming weekend. We got some guys coming out of town from Michigan, got a coach from Louisiana, Southern Virginia. We got North Carolina, Florida. We got a bunch of guys coming in from out of town. And I think I'm going to grab a case of Narragansett. Providence, Rhode Island, little tiny. These motherfuckers know how to make some beer, don't they?
they're up there with Port City right now. I think Port City still takes the cake. I think the most delicious beer I've tasted.
With a variety, because Port City makes a ton of flavors, whereas Narragansett, they probably have 3 or 4 different varieties.
Yeah.
But wow, I really,
That was
really like that.
fantastic.
All right, so
Easily
here we
in
go.
our top 10.
Here's number 3. So this comes to us from, and this one is a little bit of a different kind of beer. This is made in Manassas. 5.1 alcohol by volume. It has a slight citrus taste to it. It's supposed to, but the IBUs, those international bitters unit that you get when you drink IPAs or sours and things like that. So the IBUs are really low on this. But this is called Third Base, the last beer before home. It's made by a company called One Family Brewing right in Manassas. 5.1%. I already mentioned that. Brewed and canned by One Family Brewing in Manassas, Virginia. So let's take a look at. Oh, they're online. If you want to check them out online, they're on Twitter. Hashtag one team, hashtag one family, and hashtag one love at familybrewing.com. So let's take a shot at this. This one better be good, because we've had 2 silos, and 2 silos makes great beer. All right, let's take a taste of this one. Much cloudier. It's a much cloudier beer, but this is a summer ale. So Third Base summer ale. Let's take a smell. You can smell a little bit of an IPA kind of.
Yeah.
That's that bitters that 10 IBUs.
Yeah.
But when we get our first taste, is it crisp? Does it last? Does it hang around?
Not at all.
Those bitters go away quick, don't they?
They do. I mean, honestly, though, I think it's a pretty good beer.
Yeah.
The only issue is that it's not that. It's not that Narragansett.
Well, yeah, but
It's a
Narragansett.
completely different beer, though.
Completely different. Completely different. But that's not a bad beer at all.
No, I would have probably like 2 or 3 of these if they were available. It's not over the top. It doesn't need an orange slice. It doesn't need any.
But
of
I
that.
wonder if you dropped an orange slice into one of these, because it is a citrus beer. A Citra has a Citra taste to it, because they call it a Citral and Centennial. but it is a summer ale, and a lot of times you drop summer ales, and you put a little bit of. There's a little bit left, CJ. Let's finish these off. There's a little bit left, just a little bit. Um, you drop an orange slice in that.
Just a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you had 2 drinks in there, but wow, Narragansett's fucking black cherry shandy.
That is 100%
So,
like a top 10
One,
beer.
yeah. Oh, well, look at you. So I went to my favorite local place, the Near Food Mart in Winchester, Virginia. My boy Raj, Invicta, baby. Invicta watches. I flashed him my big freaking, I got a new freaking um, uh, Sea Hunter watch. And the look on his face when he saw my watch was just like fucking crazy. But Raj has a great thing. He's going to get me. I'm going to ask him to pick me up this black cherry shandy. He'll get it for me. But he's bringing back next week, so I got to stop in on maybe Wednesday if I get some time. He's going to his distributor's going to bring the lemon shandy back, but this black cherry shandy, wow,
100%.
very nice. And I like Third Base. Third Base is a great beer. It's not
All of these
no,
were really good. They
I think
really
so.
Were.
I think so.
But, man, that was like a top 10 beer I've had now.
You
that
think so?
Narragansett.
You put it in the top 10?
That was fantastic. I am getting absolutely hammered on those things. If I have them out at a freaking, imagine going to like you went to the Dewey Brothers. Imagine you drinking all those that day.
And you can't, you know how much, no, put it this way. So we went to go see the Doobie Brothers with Michael McDonald, and great show. These old ass dudes played for 2 hours. No breaks, no nothing. Double encore, really cool stuff. Had a great time. Michael McDonald's voice is great. It doesn't matter. The Doobies in general were really, really good. But you know how much a beer costs? And you're not buying 16-ounce beers. You have to get the 24-ounce beers, the big freaking depth chargers. You know how much they were?
Like $8.
No, no.
How much?
$13.50 a beer. $13.50.
I'll bring a cooler myself.
But here's my thing: at $13.50, you're paying $6 and change for $6.75 for a 12-ounce beer. But now you're paying for a big 24-ounce beer.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's if you were in a bar.
I still wouldn't do that.
Though. No, thanks to my boy Buzz, he bought me one. I wanted to pay, but he took it all in. We got he got Mary Jane. He got her a White Claw, one of these giant White Claws, and he got himself a beer, and I got one. You know how much it was? $54. $54 for 3 beers. I'm like, dude, I think if I kicked in another freaking $20, we could have got a quarter keg.
Honestly, you're right.
But the music was great. It was a great venue. Very, very, let's just say this. It was an older group of people. The summer concert for 2022 out at Jiffy Lube Live. The Doobie Brothers were their 50th year together. 50 years together.
You don't see that a lot anymore.
Yeah, and they were so good. Your mother and I are going to go. We're going to go watch 3 bands. Styx, REO Speedwagon, and here's the kicker, Loverboy.
I only know Styx, and I hope they play Renegade, and I hope
they will. You know they're gonna rock that shit.
But anyway, good round of beers today in a top 10 of mine, 100%. Narragansett, Black Cherry, unreal beer.
Get it, find it in your freaking beer store and get it. And if you don't get it, you're a loser.
Well, until next time, guys.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's,
what?
It's like freaking, what's the movie with Will,
Who's the actor?
Will Ferrell and John C. Riley, and they're the race car
Step
guys.
Brothers? Oh, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, when he talks about Big Red.
If you don't like Big Red, then fuck you. If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
If you don't drink freaking black cherry shandy, then fuck you.
I hope it's been a great Father's Day for you.
Yes.
If you have the
Yes.
holiday off tomorrow, enjoy it, and then get back to the grind on Tuesday.
Tuesday, Juneteenth. Don't forget the Juneteenth.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like, it's observed. Technically it's today, but
Yes, it is
Um,
technically today.
but until next time, guys.
Wow. Good show, CJ.
Peace out. Love
See
you
you.
guys.
See you guys.